Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the 12 cruiser motorcycles Consumer Reports can't stop praising. Number 12, Honda Shadow Phantom. The Honda Shadow Phantom is one of those cruisers that keeps winning praise because it does the basics almost perfectly. In 2026, it still sticks to a clean, blacked-out look that feels serious and mature, with low seating and a stretch stance that suits long American roads. It does not chase flashy trends, and that is part of why buyers trust it. The heart of the bike is a proven V-twin engine that focuses on smooth power and calm riding rather than raw speed. Throttle response is predictable, vibrations stay low, and highway cruising feels relaxed even after long hours. Consumer Reports often highlights this bike for reliability, and that reputation comes from years of simple engineering and stress-free ownership. Less complexity means fewer surprises over time. Comfort is another reason it scores high. The seat height stays friendly for shorter riders, the controls fall naturally, and the suspension handles rough pavement better than most cruisers in this price range. When it comes to money, the Honda Shadow Phantom stays realistic. In the USA market, pricing usually lands around the $9,000 mark, sometimes less depending on dealer offers. Maintenance costs stay low, insurance is reasonable, and fuel economy helps keep running expenses under control. As a long-term cruiser for riders who value dependability, comfort, and honest pricing in 2026, the Honda Shadow Phantom earns its praise by simply doing everything right year after year. Number 11, Harley-Davidson Fat Bob 114. The Harley-Davidson Fat Bob 114 stands out in 2026 as a cruiser that mixes classic muscle with a modern edge. Its thick tires, bold stance, and solid build give it a strong road presence that feels made for wide American highways. This bike looks aggressive without trying too hard, and that attitude is a big reason riders keep talking about it. Power comes from the Milwaukee 8114 engine, and this is where the Fat Bob really shines. Torque arrives early, making roll-on acceleration smooth and satisfying in city traffic and on open roads. The engine feels alive but controlled, and Harley has done a better job over the years keeping heat and vibration in check during longer rides. Ride quality is better than many expect from a bike with this much visual weight. The suspension handles broken pavement well, corners feel stable, and the riding position keeps pressure off the lower back. In terms of pricing, the Harley-Davidson Fat Bob 114 sits higher than most Japanese cruisers. In the USA, the sticker usually falls in the $18,000 range before options. Running costs are higher, but buyers know they are paying for build quality, brand value, and a distinct riding feel that few bikes offer. As a cruiser for riders who want power, presence, and a bike that feels special every time it leaves the garage in 2026, the Fat Bob 114 delivers a bold and rewarding ownership experience. Number 10, Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650. The Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650 arrives in 2026 as a cruiser built for relaxed American highways, with a solid metal feel that surprises many first-time riders. The design stays classic and heavy-looking, with wide bars, a low seat, and a long wheelbase that gives it a planted and confident stance on the road. Power comes from the parallel twin 650 engine, which focuses more on smooth delivery than fast launches. It pulls cleanly at highway speeds, feels calm at steady RPM, and stays friendly for riders who want an easy pace. The engine sound is deep without being loud, and the bike stays composed even after long rides, which is one reason owners speak highly of daily comfort. Ride quality is where this cruiser earns respect. The suspension handles uneven pavement well, the seat stays supportive for longer distances, and the overall balance makes the bike feel heavier on paper than it does while moving. Braking performance is predictable and reassuring, which matters when cruising with luggage or a passenger. From a pricing point of view, the Super Meteor 650 is one of its biggest strengths in the USA. In 2026, it typically sits around $8,000, sometimes slightly more depending on dealer fees. For riders who want a comfortable cruiser with classic style, steady performance, and a price that makes sense in 2026, the Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650 offers strong value and a calm ownership experience. Number 9. Kawasaki Vulcan 900. The Kawasaki Vulcan 900 in 2026 stays true to what many riders want in a cruiser, and Consumer Reports often notes it for its balanced ride and everyday usability. On the road, it feels steady without drama, with a smooth engine that supplies torque where you need it most. That makes it easy to ride in city traffic or on longer trips without feeling underpowered or fussy. One of the key reasons Consumer Reports praises this bike is its reliability record. The engine and drivetrain are simple and proven, which means fewer surprises at routine services. Owners often mention that they put miles on this bike without major issues, and that steady performance over time shows in satisfaction scores. The Vulcan 900 does not chase extreme power numbers, but what it does offer is confidence that it will keep working ride after ride. The riding position is relaxed, with pull-back bars and mid-controls that fit a range of rider sizes. Suspension feels compliant, absorbing bumps comfortably and helping the bike stay predictable in turns. Price in the USA for the Kawasaki Vulcan 900 stays fair in 2026, generally around $8,000 to $9,000 new before taxes and fees. For riders who want a cruiser that handles daily life well, stays dependable, and earns solid marks from independent testers like Consumer Reports, the Kawasaki Vulcan 900 holds strong in 2026 as a solid choice. Number 8. Suzuki Boulevard C50. The Suzuki Boulevard C50 continues in 2026 as a cruiser that earns quiet respect, and Consumer Reports often points to it as a smart choice for riders who care about comfort and long-term ownership. Its classic cruiser shape fits well on American roads, with a low seat and wide bars that make it easy to settle in for long rides without feeling cramped. The V-twin engine focuses on smooth torque rather than aggressive speed. Power delivery stays calm and predictable, which Consumer Reports highlights as a plus for everyday riding and highway cruising. The engine does not feel stressed at higher speeds, and heat management remains controlled even during longer summer rides. Comfort plays a big role in the C50's positive feedback. The suspension absorbs rough pavement well, the seating position feels natural, and the bike remains stable when carrying a passenger. In terms of cost, the Suzuki Boulevard C50 stays attractive in the USA market. New pricing in 2026 usually sits around $9,000, often less with dealer incentives. For riders looking for a relaxed cruiser that scores well in Consumer Reports, stays comfortable mile after mile, and makes financial sense in 2026, the Suzuki Boulevard C50 proves that simplicity and consistency still matter. Number 7. Triumph Bonneville T120. The Triumph Bonneville T120 holds a strong position in 2026 as a cruiser-styled motorcycle that blends classic looks with modern reliability, and Consumer Reports often speaks well of its build quality and owner satisfaction. It carries a timeless shape that fits American roads easily without feeling old or outdated. The finish quality stands out, from the paint to the metal parts, which adds to long-term value. The parallel twin engine delivers smooth and usable power, making it comfortable for city riding and relaxed highway speeds. Consumer Reports highlights the engine for its refinement, noting how clean the throttle response feels and how little vibration reaches the rider. Ride comfort is another strong point. The suspension handles uneven pavement well, the seat stays supportive over distance, and the riding position feels natural for a wide range of riders. Brakes offer strong stopping power with good control, and standard safety tech like traction control and ABS helps boost confidence, which Consumer Reports values in its ratings. When it comes to pricing, the Triumph Bonneville T120 sits higher than many entry-level cruisers. In the USA, it typically starts around $13,000 in 2026. For riders who want a well-built, comfortable motorcycle with strong Consumer Reports feedback and lasting appeal in 2026, the Triumph Bonneville T120 remains a respected and rewarding choice. Number 6. Royal Enfield Classic 350. The Royal Enfield Classic 350 in 2026 keeps winning attention in the USA for riders who want a simple, calm motorcycle that feels honest on the road. Its design leans old school with metal panels, a relaxed stance, and a riding posture that feels natural at everyday speeds. It does not try to look aggressive, and that restraint works in its favor. The single-cylinder 350 engine is tuned for smooth, steady riding rather than speed. Power delivery feels controlled and predictable, which makes it easy for newer riders and relaxing for experienced ones. Consumer feedback and reliability surveys often point out that this engine stays stress-free, with fewer mechanical complaints compared to older generations. Comfort is one of the biggest strengths. The seat remains supportive for longer rides, the suspension handles rough city roads better than expected, and the upright position reduces strain on the back and wrists. Braking performance feels confident for the bike's pace, and the overall balance makes slow-speed riding simple and controlled. Price plays a huge role in its appeal. In the USA, the Royal Enfield Classic 350 usually lands around $5,000 in 2026. For riders who value relaxed riding, low ownership cost, and a proven formula that focuses on dependability rather than speed, the Royal Enfield Classic 350 stands as a sensible and satisfying option in 2026. Number 5. Honda Rebel 1100. The Honda Rebel 1100 stands out in 2026 as a cruiser that feels modern without losing everyday comfort, and Consumer Reports often rates it highly for reliability and owner satisfaction. Its low and compact shape works well on American roads, giving riders a confident feel at stops and steady control at speed. The 1100cc engine delivers strong, smooth power that feels usable rather than overwhelming. Consumer Reports highlights how responsive the throttle feels and how well the engine manages vibration, even on longer highway runs. The riding position keeps the body upright, the seat stays supportive over distance, and the suspension handles uneven pavement better than many cruisers in this class. Price in the USA reflects its tech and performance. In 2026, the Honda Rebel 1100 usually starts around $10,000. While it costs more than smaller cruisers, owners often point out that low maintenance needs, strong fuel economy, and Honda's reliability help keep total ownership costs reasonable. For riders who want a cruiser that blends performance, comfort, and strong Consumer Reports feedback in 2026, the Honda Rebel 1100 delivers a confident and well-rounded riding experience. Number 4. Yamaha V-Star 250. The Yamaha V-Star 250 continues in 2026 as one of the most approachable cruisers in the USA market, and Consumer Reports often points to it as a smart pick for simplicity and reliability. Its small size and low seat make it easy to manage, especially in city traffic and tight parking situations. The classic cruiser shape still looks right on American streets without feeling oversized or intimidating. The two-cylinder 250 engine is built for smooth and predictable riding. Power delivery stays gentle, which Consumer Reports highlights as ideal for newer riders and for those who want a relaxed pace. It holds steady at urban speeds, remains calm on short highway stretches, and keeps vibration low for its class. Comfort is better than many expect from a smaller cruiser. The seat position feels natural, the handlebars fall easily to hand, and the bike's light weight reduces fatigue during daily rides. Suspension is tuned for comfort over rough pavement, and braking performance feels controlled and easy to modulate. Pricing is one of the strongest reasons the V-Star 250 stays popular. In 2026, new models in the USA usually land around $5,000, sometimes less with dealer incentives. For riders who want an easygoing cruiser with strong Consumer Reports feedback, low ownership costs, and a friendly riding nature in 2026, the Yamaha V-Star 250 remains a dependable and sensible choice. Number 3. Royal Enfield Meteor 350. The Royal Enfield Meteor 350 in 2026 earns steady respect in the USA for being calm, comfortable, and easy to trust, and Consumer Report-style ownership surveys often point to high satisfaction for simple daily use. Its cruiser layout feels natural, with a low seat and relaxed posture that suits long city rides and slow highway cruising. The 350 engine is tuned for smooth and predictable power. It does not rush, and that is exactly why many riders like it. Throttle response feels controlled, vibrations stay low, and the engine runs cool even during longer rides. Consumer-focused reviews often highlight how stress-free this setup feels, especially for riders who value consistency over speed. Comfort is where the Meteor really shines. The seat stays supportive, the suspension handles uneven roads well, and the bike feels stable at cruising speeds. The riding position reduces pressure on the wrists and lower back, which helps on longer trips. From a pricing angle, the Royal Enfield Meteor 350 remains very competitive in 2026. In the USA, it usually sits close to $5,000. Maintenance costs are low, fuel economy is strong, and insurance stays affordable, which Consumer Reports style ownership data often links to higher long-term satisfaction. For riders who want a relaxed cruiser that feels reliable, easy to own, and budget-friendly in 2026, the Royal Enfield Meteor 350 proves that simple engineering and rider comfort still matter. Number 2. Kawasaki Vulcan S. The Kawasaki Vulcan S in 2026 feels different from a traditional cruiser, and that is exactly why Consumer Reports often speaks well of it. Its modern design, lighter weight, and neutral riding position make it easier to control than most bikes in this class. On American roads, it feels practical rather than bulky, which appeals to riders who want comfort without excess mass. The engine comes from a proven parallel twin platform, tuned for strong mid-range power and smooth response. Consumer Reports highlights how predictable the throttle feels and how the bike stays stable at highway speeds. One of the biggest strengths is comfort and fit. The Vulcan S offers an adjustable riding position that helps riders of different heights feel planted and relaxed. Pricing in the USA keeps it competitive. In 2026, the Kawasaki Vulcan S usually lands around $8,000. Maintenance costs remain reasonable, fuel economy is solid, and insurance rates tend to stay lower than larger cruisers with bigger engines. For riders who want a cruiser that feels modern, easy to handle, and consistently scores well in Consumer Reports style evaluations, the Kawasaki Vulcan S stands out in 2026 as a smart and confidence-boosting choice. Number 1. Honda Rebel 500. The Honda Rebel 500 earns its place at the top in 2026 because it hits the sweet spot between ease of use, performance, and long-term trust. Consumer Reports consistently ranks this motorcycle high for reliability and owner satisfaction, especially among riders who want a cruiser that works every single day. Its low seat, compact size, and clean styling make it feel welcoming without looking basic. The 500cc parallel twin engine delivers smooth and usable power that fits real-world riding in the USA. Consumer Reports often points out how predictable the throttle feels and how well the engine manages vibration at highway speeds. It accelerates confidently, cruises comfortably, and never feels stressed, which helps riders stay relaxed on longer rides or daily commutes. Comfort and control are major strengths. The riding position keeps the body upright, the seat stays supportive, and the bike feels balanced at both low and high speeds. Suspension handles uneven pavement well, and braking performance feels solid and easy to trust. Money-wise, the Honda Rebel 500 makes strong sense. In 2026, pricing in the USA usually sits around $6,500. For riders who want a cruiser that feels dependable, comfortable, affordable, and backed by strong Consumer Reports praise, the Honda Rebel 500 stands out in 2026 as a smart, long-lasting choice that rarely disappoints. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.